Hey, good morning, church. I pray all is well with you as we begin our study in um, Psalms. This morning we're going to be in Psalms chapter 50. But before we go there, let's not forget our memory verse for the week as we're looking at memorizing all of Romans chapter 12. Now, I don't know about you. These verses I've really had to work on. In fact, I'm still working on them. I'm getting closer, but it's a good text, and I'll even try to go with it right now. For I say, and through the grace that has been given to me, to every one of you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but think soberly, as God has dealt to each a measure of faith. For we are many members in one body, but not all members have the same function. We are many members, we being many members, are one body in Christ, and individually members of one another. Yep, see, I messed up there at the end too. I had a couple of mess ups there, but I'm going to get it. I'm still working on it, and you keep working on it as well. All right, let's flip over to Psalms chapter 50 as we look at our text this week. This is an interesting Psalms. It's God really lays out some stuff inside this text for us. And it really is dealing with a couple of different things. The first thing that God deals with is people that are bringing sacrifices or going through the motions of church and what that looks like. In fact, let me just dive into Psalms chapter 50, verse. Let's start in verse number 3. Our God shall come and shall not keep silent. A fire shall devour before him. So you have God that is coming. And then he says in verse number 4, he shall call to the heavens from above and to the earth, that he may judge. And notice this, it says that he may judge his people. So notice that right there, he's going to judge his people. And then verse 5, gather my saints together for me. So God, just know that God's talking about his people. And he says, gather my saints. Jump down to verse number 7. And he says, hear, O my people. Again, it's my people, and I will speak. He says, O Israel, and I testify against you. He says, I will testify against you. So God is going to testify against his people. He says, I am God, your God. And then he goes on and says, I will not rebuke you. I will not rebuke you for your sacrifices or your burnt offerings, which are continuing before me. I will not take your bull out of your house. Jump down to verse number 10. It says, for every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle on the thousand hills. And so God describes in here people that are coming before him with these sacrifices, and they're just going through the motions of it. And God is saying, hey, I'm going to testify against you on this fact that you're going through the motions. Then God changes in about verse number 16. You'll notice as he gets down there, he says, but to the wicked, God says. So now he says to the wicked. So the first was to his people and the judgment and what he testifies there. And then verse number 16, he changes, says to the wicked. I like this phrase. He says, what right do you have to declare my statutes or to take my covenants in your mouth? He says that there are these people that are lost, that are out there pretending to be saved. And he says, you don't have the right to you don't like instructions. You run with adulterers. You speak ill against your mother's son. And then look at verse number 21. He says, because I think this is important for all of us to catch. Verse number 21. These things you have done, and I kept silent. You thought that I was altogether like you. Then he says, but I will rebuke you. So I will tell you that sometimes we think we get away with things, but God says he He has the final say in the end. So let's commit our heart to serving the Lord, being completely sold out in love with Jesus Christ. May God bless. Look forward to seeing you Sunday morning, and you have a great day.